And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Have you ever noticed the striking parallels between this moment and one of the darkest days in American history? According to the official narrative, both American presidents were shot by a lone gunman.
There he is.
One assassination changed the course of history forever. The other, miraculously, failed. The survivor vowed to bring the truth to light, but powerful forces stand in his way.
In my last conversation with President Trump in the White House, he called me a lot. And this is after January 6th, so it's 2 weeks before, or a week before he's leaving office. He wanted to run past me the names of people he was going to pardon and sentences he was going to commute. He wanted my opinion on them. Some of them I knew. I said, "How you doing?" He said, "Not too well." And he went off into a tangent about what he thought happened with the election. I said, "You know, you made a promise to the public many times and to me privately that you haven't kept." What? I'll take care of it right now. I said, "You promised you would release the records of the JFK assassination." He said to me, "Judge, if they showed you what they showed me, you wouldn't have released it either." And I said, "Who's they and what did they show you?" And then he said, "Judge, someday when we're on the phone," and then he raised his voice, "and there aren't 15 people listening to the phone call," back to a normal voice, "I'll tell you."
Oh my God.
I mean, this makes it sound even worse. Who are they? Probably somebody in the intelligence community. What did they show him? JFK's brains blown out?
Have you ever wondered why one of the most pivotal moments in modern history, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, remains shrouded in mystery? Why does the official story sound more like a convenient script than the truth? What if the version we've been told is a carefully orchestrated deception? A cover-up so massive, it had to be protected through misinformation, intimidation, and even murder. What if everything you knew about JFK's assassination was a lie? The Warren Commission, tasked with investigating the assassination, concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. Case closed. But over the decades, an avalanche of evidence has emerged that rips this conclusion to shreds. The pieces of the puzzle paint a chilling picture, one involving government agencies, the mafia, the military-industrial complex, and a trail of dead witnesses. Let's break down the lies, uncover the truth, and expose what may be the greatest cover-up in American history. The entire Warren Commission report hinges on one thing: the so-called single bullet theory. This theory claims that one bullet, fired from Oswald's rifle, hit Kennedy's back, exited through his throat, then struck Texas Governor John Connally, shattering bones, puncturing his lung, and emerging nearly pristine. Think about that. One bullet, changing direction multiple times, breaking bones, and still looking like it was fresh out of the box. Ballistics experts, forensic scientists, and even common sense have shredded this theory to pieces. It's a desperate attempt to make the lone gunman story work. Because without it, the entire narrative collapses. From the moment of his arrest, Lee Harvey Oswald insisted, "I'm just a patsy." But if Oswald wasn't the lone assassin, who was he? Oswald's background reads more like a spy thriller than the life of a random gunman. He defected to the Soviet Union, yet was inexplicably allowed back into the US without charges of treason. He worked near top-secret military installations and rubbed shoulders with intelligence operatives. His job at the Texas School Book Depository was arranged just weeks before Kennedy's motorcade route was finalized. Does this sound like a man who simply woke up one morning and decided to kill the president with a $12 rifle? Or does it sound like a pawn in a far greater game? Kennedy wasn't just a president. He was a threat to the most powerful entities on Earth. He planned to dismantle the CIA after the disastrous Bay of Pigs invasion. He wanted to withdraw US troops from Vietnam, gutting the military-industrial complex of its war profits. He challenged the Federal Reserve's monopoly on American money, signing Executive Order 11,110 to strip private banks of their control. When you threaten the system that thrives on war, secrecy, and control, you don't last long. If the case was closed and Oswald acted alone, why did so many witnesses die mysteriously? Lee Bowers, a railroad operator who reported seeing suspicious men behind the grassy knoll just before the shots were fired, found dead in a car accident with massive injuries but no seatbelt damage. Gary Underhill, a former CIA agent who claimed to know the real story behind Kennedy's assassination, committed a suicide only days after he told his friends, "They are going to kill me. I know who they are." Roger Craig, a Dallas sheriff's deputy who claimed he saw Oswald get into a different car after the assassination, allegedly killed himself by shooting himself in the head. David Ferry, a CIA pilot, found dead just before he was set to testify before the court, ruled natural causes, yet 2 suicide notes were found. Dorothy Kilgallen, a journalist, the only reporter granted a private interview with Jack Ruby, the Lee Harvey Oswald's killer, found dead. Her notes on the case vanished. Jack Ruby himself died of lung cancer, but insisted he was injected with cancer cells to silence him. George de Mohrenschildt, a CIA-connected businessman, Oswald's mentor, found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot the same day House investigators contacted him. William Pitzer, a Navy officer, had autopsy evidence contradicting the official report, found shot in the head, ruled a suicide despite being right-handed, and the gunshot being on the left side. Over 50 key witnesses died under suspicious circumstances. What are the odds of that happening naturally? One man dared to challenge the official story. New Orleans District Attorney Jim Garrison. He unearthed a tangled web of CIA operatives, anti-Castro extremists, and deep state connections pointing directly to Kennedy's death. He exposed Clay Shaw, a businessman with direct CIA ties, as a central figure in the conspiracy. He revealed that Oswald had ties to intelligence circles and was seen with covert operatives before the assassination. He argued that JFK's murder was a coup d'etat orchestrated by the US government itself. The media ridiculed him.
If you want to reject it, you can. But let me show you some pictures, and if you want to reject these, go ahead. In the 26 volumes...
You're not on trial, Jim. I'm just asking. As really,
Yeah, but I'm afraid another advertisement may be coming up.
The establishment silenced him, but declassified documents later confirmed much of what he claimed. He was right. The official story doesn't add up. The lone gunman theory is laughable. The forces JFK threatened, the CIA, the war machine, the financial elite, had every reason to take him out, and the government still hides the evidence. Think questioning this makes you paranoid? Think again. A declassified CIA document, CIA Dispatch 1035-960, reveals that the agency weaponized the term conspiracy theory to attack anyone who challenged the Warren Commission. They told their media contacts to label skeptics as crazy, unpatriotic, and unreliable. This isn't paranoia. This is history. JFK's assassination was a coup against democracy. If the government killed the president, then every administration since November 1963 has been built on a lie. The republic was severed. The American people deserve the truth. And now, President Trump must keep his word. The question is, will he risk everything to expose the greatest crime in modern history?
We'll return to that story in a minute. First, some breaking news to bring you. And Donald Trump has just said that he is going to release the files tomorrow. That, of course, relates to the killing of JFK famously in Dallas, Texas.
Announcing and giving all of the Kennedy files. So people have been waiting for decades for this. And I've instructed my people that are responsible, lots of different people. It's going to be very interesting.
Please like, subscribe, and watch my other videos to learn what they don't want you to know.